been a long time since I did this, YouTube. Your girl is back. What's going on, YouTube? My name is Keena Renee. This is your first time here. Listen, it probably is your first time here because it's been a while since I've posted on my channel. And every once in a while, I'll go through these life moments that keeps me away from my YouTube channel that has me up here explaining to you all what happened to me, why I disappeared. So that's the purpose of today's video, is to reintroduce myself. Once again, I am Keena Renee, my channel, Keenly Keena. I talk about a whole slew of things. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm really big right now on health and fitness. If you're a notary, you can come here for some notary tips and some inspiration, as well as just general, like being a corporate baddie, just all the good stuff. I'm going into my new era. What I'm calling is my it girl era. I'm going into my it girl era because this year, in a couple of days, actually, in some days, I'm turning 40. I'm going into my 40s. And like most people that goes into a new decade, that comes with a lot of reflection. So that's going to be for a whole other video. Today's video, I want to talk about my health and fitness journey, my health, fitness, and wellness journey, which if you've been on my channel, you know that for years, I've always incorporated some sort of workout, some sort of fitness, some sort of health as I work towards being the best version of myself, spiritually and physically and mentally. I want to talk about the last year and what brought me to juicing. So if you want to hear my story, stay tuned. It's gonna be a good story time. So get you some juice, some cold pressed juice, and meet me right back here. Okay, so let's go back to September of 2024. That's where this story time will start. So September 2024, I went back home to Louisiana. Rest in peace to my cousin Tanisha. Went back home for a funeral for my cousin who had sadly passed away from sickle cell. And as I returned back from home, I unfortunately came home with COVID, and it was just not good at all. It was really tough. I was sick for weeks, could barely breathe. I would get shortness of breath very quickly, just walking very short distances. And it didn't feel good at all. Like, it was just definitely not a good experience. After those couple of weeks of me dealing with COVID, a month after that, I was diagnosed with diabetes, which also is something that does not feel good to get that diagnosis because, automatically you think like, oh, this is you brought this on yourself because you're greedy. Okay, can't, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, and my initial reaction to being diagnosed was like, I don't eat super bad. Yeah, I have my moments, I'm not perfect, but I do watch what I eat, and I do, for the most part, try to eat clean. So, that kind of made me like reevaluate as far as like, man, like I do like a good seafood bowl. Okay. Lord knows I like me something sweet every now and then. So, it was just a whole thing. So between those two events and going to my doctor and just really realizing how unhealthy that my body was, like everything was off, y'all. Like all of my numbers was off. Like I was like, okay. God, I hear you loud and clear. So, it was that time for me to make a change. I had just got out of like a really, really, really terrible and toxic relationship with a narcissist. That's a whole other conversation. But God spoke to me and he was like, okay, the time is now. You have been BSing, but the time is now. So I was like, okay, I'm on this medicine. I don't want to be on medicine. That's not the life that I want to live, of me being on these multiple medications. That's just not that's just not it for me. So that's what brought me to research juicing and the benefits of juicing, and just, what it can do for you. Now, I did hear as a diabetic that juicing isn't the best for you because of the sugars and the fruit. If you juice, you got to do more veggies and fruit. So obviously I was aware that during my research, and my doctor told me the same thing, that if you're going to juice, just be careful with what you're juicing, and that you are mindful of the sugars and all of that good stuff. So yeah, I dug deep. I was in the gym like 5-6 times a week. I was like, I had a trainer. I was going super, 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 super hard. I was, man, it was just, I know that I needed to make that change. So I was fully dedicated to making sure that, moving forward after dealing with the COVID, and now still having those issues to this day from having COVID. And then on top of the diagnosis of being a full-blown diabetic. So I started juicing. I started doing my own juicing. At first, I was purchasing store-bought juices and like different wellness shots, like the ginger shots and all that stuff that are in the stores. I started purchasing those. That was like my entryway. And then eventually I was like, let me just try making my own juice, save some coin, because honestly, you save some coin. And, also some of those store-bought juices have some other ingredients, for the shelf life. I wanted everything to be all natural and all of that. So I started juicing, and it was, first it was just doing the wellness shots. That was like my first entrance. I would just do my own shots. I would do the ginger turmeric shots, all type of like different shots that I was doing, and I would do those two or three times a day. And then I started getting to other juices, like with beets and with carrots and with, kale, spinach, and, all these other vegetables, and really fine tuning, understanding and looking. And that's the thing with juicing, looking and seeing, getting your blood work and seeing where, where you can have some areas of improvement. I just started, juicing and making sure that I was getting the nutrients through juicing, and the vitamins that I could get through juicing that I wasn't getting from, eating solid foods. Like beets, can't get me to eat a beet. I'm sorry. You can roast it, toast it, it don't matter. You cannot get me to eat a beet. But if you juice it, yeah. So, just different things like that, and that I started to experiment with through juicing, understanding what I can juice, the different fruits that for diabetics that, we kind of got to stay away from. Berries are great for us. I juice with berries, the blueberries, the strawberries. I do a lot of juicing with ginger, with kale, with spinach, with carrots, with beets. So just, understanding what works for my body. And y'all, like, it just completely transformed my body to my skin. I was having like this natural glow, it was just amazing, the benefits that I was getting just by simply incorporating juicing into my routine. And oh my Lord Jesus. Okay. And then also, on top of that, I was also going through like my whole spiritual journey as well. So it really, like, the closer that you get to God, y'all, like, honestly, like, it just completely, it's like a sense of peace, and like everything just started clicking for me. And, juicing on top of, spiritually getting closer to God and things like that really just had a huge impact with how I live my life today, and how I feel. It was, I think, after like my first 3-month check, my doctor was asking me like, what are you doing? Because my labs were like good. I was still put on medication, because keep in mind, I was going to the doctor. I had to go to the doctor every 3 months. Between the COVID and the diabetes, I was going to the doctor every 3 months, getting blood work done every 3 months. that got old very quick for me. I knew that I don't want to live a life where I was constantly in and out of the hospital. You know, that's just at 39. No. So so I started juicing. My doctor was seeing the results. My dietitian, I'm slowly but surely dropping weight. I have an end of year goal, but it's honestly has been such a page turner for me, for my health. It just brings me so much clarity. People ask me all the time, "What are you doing?" I said, "It is God, gym, and juice." Them three: God, gym, and juice. That's what I'm doing. Also sprinkle in some water. Of course, gotta drink your water. But yeah, I just wanted to do this video to encourage everybody. Like, if you are on any type of journey, first, God, get right, stay in your word, have that relationship, be obedient to God, and then, listen to your body. Like I said, I was told from every medical professional that as a diabetic, I should not be juicing, or you have to be careful with the juicing. But when you really know, first of all, God has the final say, point blank, period. But understanding like your labs, and part of that was also me having a dietitian. Once I got diagnosed as a diabetic, I went and saw a dietitian that was able to help me make sense of my labs, what I need to eat, things I need to stay away from, and just all this other stuff. And then even she was like, yeah, like if you're doing it responsibly, which I am, because yeah, you should be fine. And that just gave me all the faith in the world. First of all, let me say this. All of my doctors are Black. Okay. My dietitian's Black. My primary care is Black. So that's something for me. Like, for me, that's important. Because again, we just want to be sure. But yeah, I just want to come up here to share what I've been up to. And part of it has been me taking care of myself and my health. And also it's been me managing these businesses, because I recently launched my own juicing business. People kept asking me to sell my juice, because honestly, juicing takes a lot of time. Not everybody wants to do it. So I started a juice business, very small now, very local. But I'm excited to be able to bring my story about juicing to those that I love into my community, because it's helped me so much. So I'm excited to have a business where I'm able to pour back into my community in that way. So if you want to see some juice content, trust me, you're going to get the juice content. I'm going to be up here juicing and sharing some of my recipes. I'm actually about to do a 3-day cleanse, a summer cleanse. Just because lately I have been so sluggish, and I know it's because of what I've been eating, child. I already know, okay? I know it's because of what I've been eating, but that's what happens when the weather starts to get nice and people is doing cookouts and stuff, okay? That's what happens. So I am personally, because I don't put on like 3 pounds, I got to get them 3 pounds out. I looked at my scale, I was over 220 again. I was like, nope. Gotta cleanse it out. So anyway, so yeah, if you want to come along with me on that journey, I will be sharing about my 3-day juice cleanse, how I make the the juices that I make. I have my own recipes, because again, I know what works for my body. So I'll be sharing that. And just come with me as I restart this YouTube channel. I have so many things that I want to share in my life compared to when I was doing notary full time. I feel like my life is like completely different. I'm in such a way better space, mentally, spiritually, physically, like all that good stuff. Because God is so good. He has been so good to me. And I'm ready to get back on this YouTube and let y'all in once again. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below if you want to learn more about my juicing and you want to see that type of content. I'm gonna give it to y'all anyway, but definitely leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts, and just let me know what's been going on with you. Anybody that knows, my community is reciprocal. I love to hear what's going on, what you got going on. It's 2025. You know what I'm saying? It's been some time since I've been up here on a regular basis, and I'm back. I done got a new phone. I done got a new phone, a new iPad. So my tech, you know, I'll be able to get a little bit more stuff done. So thank you guys so much, and until next time, peace.